what is date table? So the date tables are created automatically. Okay, once you load the tables, let's you have 10 files given, or let's you have created you loaded 10 fact dimension tables and fact table, right? And also, so when you do, let's say in your fact table, you have date column in it. So what happens is in the case of Power BI, for each date column, it creates separate date table itself, automatic tables. Okay, let it create what is going to happen. Supposing if you have two fact tables, in each fact table you have four date columns. So 4 and 4, right? So 8 tables will get created. Okay, but this these 4 date tables will get created automatically behind the scene by Power BI. Okay, this is called auto date or time tables also. These tables are permanently hidden. You cannot see these table also, the automatically created date tables. Okay, even in the fields pane, you cannot see it. Even the model, you cannot see it. In the model view, right? What is the model? This is the model view. Keep the cursor, this is the model. Even you cannot see it here, the date table. And the other disadvantage of the date table, the automatic date table is if you wanted to, add additional columns. For example, you wanted to have the day name, okay, and then month in terms of names, Jan, Feb, March, right? You cannot have this as part of, because you cannot see the table at all, right? So the only way out is you can go to something called DAX Studio. And this is a open source. You can go to Google and download it and install it. It's a freeware. This is very much helpful to do the benchmarking. You can do benchmarking with this example also. Right? If I enable the bidirectional relationship manually, with that, how much time it takes, that visual, and with bridge table, how much time it takes, that also you can do benchmarking, so that you can justify, hey, after I introduce the bridge table, the report performance pretty fast. So here I open the DAX Studio. So simple, but the installation very simple. Okay, directly connect. So when you open the DAX Studio, what will happen? It will ask which report file you want to connect. So I'm surprised it opened without asking that it got open. Okay, in the DAX Studio, you can see it. Okay, let me just see why. Okay, home advanced. Well, in DAX Studio, you can see the automatically created tables. In Power BI, you cannot see that. Look here. So when I clicked on new here, it is asking me. So this is a tabular server. We don't have tabular server. I just select the Power BI, and here you can see the part 2A. Or so here now I open 3 report files. Which file you want to open it? So this is this file. My DAX Studio will get connected. When I click on connect, now it is connected to my Power BI report file, which I already opened it. And here you can see the date table. Look here, the date table template. Okay, and here you can see these are the automatic table. Okay, automatically created tables. Okay, and local table, local date table. Okay, here you can see. But if you want to add any additional columns, month name, a day name, you cannot do it. Week number, weekday, you cannot add it. First of all, you cannot see it in the Power BI desktop. Even in the model, we cannot see it here. It's the automatic table. Okay. So what you can do is, in that case, it is not recommended using the automated table, automatic date table. You can go to the file menu and then select options and settings. In the options, Data load. Oh yeah, in the case of data load, right? In this property, you can see the auto date time. You can uncheck it. Okay, if you uncheck it and if you click on OK, all the date tables created automatically behind the scene will get dropped automatically. Okay, and you can create your own custom date table. Okay, so for the time being, I leave it as it is. Let it be there. Okay, now the question is, how do I create the date table? How do I create the date table? So if I, let's had I unselected this one, all the automatic date table would have got dropped. Okay, and after dropping the date table, I need to create my own custom date table. So why should I create a custom date table? If you want to perform time series analysis, if you want to do filtering based on the time, right, you need to have the date column. Okay, but to create the date table, these are the prerequisite. Okay, it must have a column of a data type date. Okay, you need to have a date column as part of your date table. The date table name can be anything, but in the date table, you need to have a column, date, and then this one should be a date data type, and this date column should not have duplicate values, and it should not contain blank values. Okay, and then you should not have any missing dates. Missing dates is sequentially. For example, you have started your business on the simple example is 1st January. You started your business 2023, and then today is 8th Jan. Okay, whatever the dates, starting from 1st to 8th Jan, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All the 8 days, date should be stored here. You might be arguing that today is Sunday and yesterday was Saturday, and so Saturday, Sunday we don't work and we don't have any sales. Okay, still you need to store the 7th and 8th, Saturday and Sunday dates here in the date column. There should not be any missing dates. Okay, that is what it says. See, the blank is, you're not supposed to leave blank value. And at the same time, it should be sequential. You need to store the dates sequentially, whether you have sales on a particular day or not, whether you have a holiday or not. You need to store the date, in sequential. There should not be any gap here. Just because 7th and 8th is, these 2 days were holiday, you should not, remove these records. It should have these values also there. The date column must span full years. Year is not necessarily a calendar year. It can be a occurred this one financial year also. The date table must be marked as a date table. Date table. Okay. So these are the prerequisites that needs to be met when you create a table. So now I'll show you how we can create the date table, the custom date table, how we can create it. I just go to the data view. Here we are in table tools, and here I'm going to say new table. I just click on the table because we are going to create the table, not the measure. I just clicked on the new table. Here what I do is I just say dim date. My date table name is date dimension. So this is the naming convention we use it. So what I do is I'm going to say calendar function. There is a DAX function called calendar. And also we have something called calendar auto. This one I'll explain it at the time of DAX. Okay, when I start the DAX session, right? So calendar is also DAX function. Look here. Using the calendar function also, we can create the date table. The start date, end date. The first argument should be start date and end date. So you can hard code the value. Okay, you can put a single quote and you can say Jan 20 something like that. But that is not the best practice. What we can do is min of the I'm going to this time I'm going to use okay, I'll just do the sales fact table here, the order date, min of order date, which means the least date, the day when I received the first order. Okay, here the dim date is there. Here dim date equal to, yeah, mean of sales order date, W04. Okay, let it be there. Okay, the dim date. So here I've used the sales W04. Okay. What happens is it goes and pick up the day, the oldest the order date from this one. Okay, which means the day when I got the first order. Okay, the date when I got the, let's say in this case, the first, the day, so Jan 1st, 2021, I received the first order. Let's assume that that is the day I started my business. And then this one will give the recent order date. Okay, the recent date. Okay, I mean, today by 6 p.m. I received one order. Okay, after that I did not receive any order. Okay, that is the latest order. The latest order which I received it, the day when I received the first order. Okay, you just think that way. So by using min and max function, we can make this very dynamic. As and when any new order comes, right? What will happen is it goes and get refreshed automatically, the dim date table. Okay. So that the date table will have, all the dates. We don't have to manually and go and upload the dates. Okay. So with this, we can make it dynamic. Okay. Now I create the date table. Fine. Automatically the date column, my date table name is dim date. Okay. So if you see here, the date column got created. Already I have this table in my data set. Okay. So what I will do is I just remove it. So these things I already created it. I just removed it. When you use this one, right, automatically a date column will get created. So this function will return a date column. This date column is available as part of your table called dim date. Okay. So now this dim date table, I wanted to include the year, month, date, and all. Okay. So from this date table, I want to extract year separately, month separately, day separately, and so on. Quarter separately. Everything is possible with the built-in functions. Now what I do is I need to have the year. I need to extract the year from this table. So I'm going to click on the new column. I want to add additional columns in the date table, dim dimension date table. I want to add it. So here what I'm going to do is I'm going to say year. Here I say there is a function called year that is already available here. And here I'm going to say the date column. The date column is available in my, so date is also a reserved word. Make sure that you are selecting this tables column date. Here in our case, this is a column name, not the built-in function. This column is available dim date. Fine. Wait. So I need to use the closed parenthesis, mistakenly pressed. Okay, it automatically put this in. Okay, though it was a syntax error, it is doing. So the next one is I just copy this, Control A, Control C, and then I'm going to see this year got extracted from this column. And I want to extract the month from this column. How can I extract month function? There is a, now what I do is I just click on the new column. So we have add columns function that is available in DAX. That is very much handy. Instead of creating the columns separately, right? You can use add column, specify year, month, date, week number, week, day, and day name, everything in a single function. You can do it. Anyhow, when I explain the DAX function, I will show you that one. Okay. So here, instead of year, I'm going to replace this one as a month. And here I just copy paste to this one. And yes, I just say press enter. January, right? So January is first month. So 111, it got extracted. So now what it is, I just similarly, I just click on new column. using M language in Power Query Editor, we have, the M language is used. Using M language also, you can create the date table. Using the DAX function also, you can create the date table. Okay. Look here, 1, 2, 3. Okay, it extracted that one. And the next one is I want to extract the month name. Because in the x-axis, if I create a chart, the x-axis, instead of putting 1, 2, 3, I want to put Jan, Feb, March, something like that. Okay. Where month name is equivalent to format. For this, I'm going to use something called format. Here, the date column is my dim date or date table, and comma, I'm going to use say M, something like that. Okay, and then just press enter. I think if I use 5M, it'll give me the, okay, it gives me the month name along with the month number. If I use, I think 3 is sufficient. Yes, Nitesh, yeah, you can use 4M. If I use 2M, 2M is available. Okay, let me just check. 3M will give you the 3 letter. Yeah, it is not MM, 3M. You can use 3M here. Gives the Jan prefix, month prefix. I don't want the January, February, something like that. You can use this month name. And then you have the day name also. You can use the which day. Is that a Monday, Saturday, or Sunday? Date table, once again, the date table. So here itself, it is available here. Okay, in quarter number, quarter, month number, month, day, everything is available here. And here, I think day name, I don't know whether the day name, okay, let me. So Jan, Feb, right? So I think you can use, yeah, I don't remember that. 1 second. Yeah, this probably I will show it. I will just check and tell you. I have another file. I'll open it and show you, but I don't remember the day name. So Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, right? So I don't remember it. Format.
Yeah, even we can right click it and we can change the types. We can get it.
Which one? Here, huh?
No, in the column name. So if you click it in the date column, right click to the date column. No, sir, in the data.
Here, right? You're talking about this one. Is that what you're saying?
No, sir, here, the left side. Left side you have date, no, you have filters, no? Yes, right. Click.
Ah,
Yes.
okay,
So here if you click it,
okay.
no, right click, right click.
Oh, here you right click it. Okay.
So here you can now have options.
Yeah, here also you can create the new column. Okay, instead of going here, you can create the new column.
No, sir. Generally, you have options there, no, to change it. And I used once, so it a column and change the date types. So it's a, if you have it has a lot of options in it, it will give
No,
certain
no,
all
that
dates.
option is no. What you're saying is that is available in your Power Query Editor. Okay, Power Query Editor, you can do it,
Okay,
but in the data view, you don't have that option, no?
okay.
Okay, you mean to say here, no, right? In the Power Query Editor, you have the option. You have month, date, year, everything you can extract it. For
Okay.
example, in the data view, if I want to create it, a table, you can get this way, okay, month name. And you have something called week number also available, new column. So you need to click on this one and the new column. That's what I said. You can use M language, you can use DAX function, or you can use the Power Query editor itself. Okay, that is a very simple way of doing it. Okay, and column here is, but here I use the DAX function. The DAX function calendar helps me to find out the very first day which I received the order, very first order date, and then the latest order the date when I received the latest order, right? That one you can pick up dynamically. That advantage is available. I think even in Power Query editor, the using M language you can do it, but M language I did not use it much. I used it, but somehow, right? I did some kind of this one. Yeah, weekday, right? Yeah, let me do. That is what I'm trying to do, Pavat. 1 second. Weekday, right? So week day is equivalent to weekday. Yeah, you have something called weekday function is available. Here you have something called date. Date, and then, but it gives you in terms of number. Yeah, this is the 7th weekday, something like that. Okay, and also you can create your the financial dates and all. Okay, financial month and all, you can define it here. Okay, so here the calendar, it starts with the calendar date. And if you want to have a column, right, a calendar year or something, you can have another column like calendar year, something that you can create it. So this is a basic, syntax that you can use it to create the simple table. Okay. And here what happened? So the moment, see here, since I gave this one, minimum of order date and max of order date, starting from the minimum date order date to till the latest order date, what are the dates are there? You just inserted it, it created it, right? There are no duplicates, there are no missing, there are no gaps between the dates, there are no duplicates. Fine. And also we have the date table here. And then if you go here, you can find the dim date got created here. Here, look here, order date not linked, and here the ship date and ship date. This one I already created, it seems, right? Yeah, the dim date was already there, but I removed all the columns and then I recreated everything. This is a simple way of doing it. Yeah, and also the next step is, yes, you can select this date table here, go to the model view, and then here you can mark as date table. You can, click on this one, it will become a date table. Okay. The last step. Okay. And then the next one is different approaches to create data. Auto date time option. This is the, when you enable this option, this is a default one. Power BI creates the date table automatically, but the challenge is you cannot see the date table. If you want to add any additional columns, you cannot do it. You cannot, it creates duplicates. If you have 10 date columns, for each date column, it creates separate date table. And Power Query to connect to date dimension. You have Power Query using which you can create a date dimension table, and Power Query to generate a date table, and then DAX to generate a table. You have a calendar function, and add columns function is also available. Calendar auto function is also available. And using DAX to clone an existing table. If you want to, copy paste, you have all function. Using all function, you can copy paste this table. The role playing dimension, I think I've tried with the all function, right? How many of you remember it? When I create the role playing dimension, which means the duplicate of date table, I duplicated the date table. For that, to get the duplicate, I've used the all function. Okay, so far we discussed all these things, right? Okay, next one is the CDs, dealing with slowly changing dimensions. In the one interview, right, they asked this question, right? So the slowly changing dimensions. What is slowly changing dimension? Can someone tell me? And he was asking me what is slowly changing dimension and what are the types of slowly changing dimensions are there. So you have three types. Yeah, if you know only these type 1 and type 2 and type 3. Type 3, there are three types of slowly changing dimension. This one will comes under ETL. Okay, ETL. See here, as I told you, right? So in the let's say in your let's say your customer already have a data warehouse. They have created all the dimension tables already. Okay, and you are using Power BI. In that case, for reporting purpose, simply import all the dimension tables. And the fact table, what you are doing is you are using direct connection mode and you're connecting it there. Okay, and then for this, for example, you have order fact. I have order fact table, or let's customer dimension table. Customer dimension table. This table is available here. Order fact table is also available here. This is my customer dimension table. Okay. What is the source for this customer dimension table? From where the data comes, that one comes from OLTP. And then you have something called price dimension or the product dimension or something like that. Product dimension. Some cases they will have a separate table for price also, price dimension. Okay. Product dimension. For this product dimension, already in your OLTP, you have something called product table, product master table will be there, and then product product category table will be there. So what we are doing is when it comes to data warehouse, as I said, right, for a single product table dimension in the source system, if you have more than one table, what we are doing denormalization. We take all the columns from these two tables and combine it in a single table. So it is not necessarily two tables, maybe sometimes three tables will be there. For a single dimension table, the data will be available in more than one table in your OLTP system. Okay, this is denormalization, fine. See the product, take for example, the product dimension table, right? In the product dimension table, you have something like SKU number, product key or product ID. There's nothing but product ID, and then product name, and then you have the cost price. Cost price is there, and then you have the effective start date. In some cases, okay, effective start, but in the real time it will be like this only. Okay, start date and effective end date. See, if you talk all the things right, they will be employer will be very much impressed. They will think this guy really worked on this one. In this case, what happens is effective start date, effective end date. Right here, the SKU ID is P001 and product name is Philips Shaver, Philips electric shaver. And then cost prices, 8,524. Effective start date is 1st Jan 2022, and effective end date. Maybe we call the price dimension. Okay, instead of product, we call the price, this one, because the prices can also vary over a period of time. Okay, and the effective end date is 1st March 2022. So which means this price is valid only between these two times in this duration. Okay, 1st January to 1st April 2022, this price. And then what we do is the same product P001 Philips Shaver, the cost prices got changed. Okay, instead of 8,524, 8,624, and the effective date was 2nd April 22 to some date, because they want the history for the price also. See, in the fact table, the transaction data, how many which customer ordered which product. Maybe the same product would have been repeated more than once, because different orders, they bought different customers, they raised different orders, and those orders they purchase this one. But in the price dimension, right, we need to have some track here. So along with this, you will have the key, S key, surrogate key to uniquely identify this one. Okay, 1, 2, or something like that. Okay, so 1, 2, because since you have duplicate values, because to accommodate this requirement, you need to have more than one record. So in that case, how will you identify uniquely each record? For that, the surrogate key will comes into picture. Okay, so they'll use some numbers here, unique values here, 1, 2. It is also called as artificial key, surrogate key. Okay, fine. So in this case, what happens is you do So and then okay, from the product, the OLTP system, the product table or the price table, the data will, first time we load it here. And then you mention the date here. Okay, up to which what is the start date and in effect, which duration, what is the cost price we sold it for this product. You have this information. Okay, in some cases, what will happen is we don't want to maintain the history. Okay, and simply what you do is you overwrite the existing record. Okay, so this record, second record is not record. This is history. So what it is 8,524, you make it 8624, and then you make it, we don't need the effective start date, end date also. We simply overwrite the value. But later point in time, you want to some kind of analysis. Some products we have for different products, we have used the different price for different period. And with that different period, with that different price, what is the margin? They want to see it. Okay, so in that case, you need to make it. So type 1 is simply overwrite the existing data. The another classic example, customer here. Yeah, why to complicate with the price dimension? Customer dimension. The customer dimension, the US, they have something called SOX compliance. As per the SOX compliance, what they did, all the business they mandated, you need to maintain the entire customer data, including the history. Let's Arvind is A01, his customer ID, his name is Arvind, and he is living in some place. He is living in Chennai, and his address is A bar 21, something like that. And after few months, right, he shifted to another place. It's the same person, and address is Bangalore. He shifted to Bangalore. Okay, and then his address is different. In the case of banking, this is very much important. Okay, maintaining the customers, the current address also, the previous address also. Let's say in the case of e-commerce, we don't care, right? Why should I worry about where he stayed previously, and prior to that where he stayed, and currently where? I don't care. Okay, I don't want the history. Simply overwrite the existing record with the new record. That's it. Okay, that is what type 1. If you don't need any, simply, so in the case of type 1, we will overwrite. As part of SCDs, for some tables we did this. What is the table? Customer dimension table. Because in the case of e-commerce, we don't have to maintain the history of the customer. And if the customer address changes, we will simply overwrite the previous record with the latest one. Previous address with the current one. That's it. Okay, that is called type 1. Type 1 simply overwrite. Type 2 is history is required. In the case of bank, yes, they wanted to see, again, the start date, end date would be there. How long he lived there, how long, so we currently where he is. The end date, we do not know. Currently, let's say he shifted to Jan 6th Jan, he shifted to the new address, and we do not know how long he'll be there, hence it will be null. If it is null, this is an active record, okay? And if you have let's say up to December, up to Jan 5th, he stayed here. This is the end date and started. How long, he stayed there, and then where is he currently? And in that case, right, we maintain a version here, more than one version, 2 version. That is what your type 2. Okay, and also we will have a flag. Okay, and you will have an additional column called flag. In that flag, you put Y here, and the previous record you put no. So with the Y, we can understand this is what is current address. Similarly, in the case of price also, right, you will have a flag column where you will put no and y, which means what is the current price. We don't want to see the previous price. This previous price, let it be there. Previous duration price, let it be there in the dimension table. But you flag that previous price related records as n. The current price, you flag it as y. So that in your Power BI, when you load this table, the price dimension table, make sure that you are using a condition where the flag equal to y for the price column, okay, price table, so that it will pick up the latest price, okay, if you want to do some kind of analysis, okay. But in general, all these values are available in your dimension table already in the data warehouse, okay. But in the Power BI, you simply import it. But again, you can use slicer. Okay, you can use slicer in the report canvas. And if you want to see the current price, previous price, everything, you can use it with this one. The type 1 will simply override. We don't need the history. Type 2, we will maintain something like, no and y. So make the current price, yes, the current price record, you can yes. The previous price record, you make it n. Only 2 versions will be there. In type 3, what they do is, instead of maintaining 2 records in the same record, what you do is all the columns are applicable, but on the cost price, right? Instead of having cost price, hold previous cost price and the current cost price. Only one record, okay, and the previous current cost price. Here the previous cost price is 8,524. Whenever the price change, new price comes in, what they do is they make it 8624. Okay, sometimes, yes, as a Power BI developer, you may have to do the data transform. You need to load the data in dimension table. Okay, it is not a plain vanilla. Okay, you need to load the data in dimension table, all the things. Before load the data in dimension table, make sure that in this kind of slowly changing dimension table, you are going to check whether the price for the specific product P001 is already there. Yes, it is there in the previous cost price, or let's say the current cost price with the new record, let's say in the source system for P001. They instead of let's say somebody's ordered something, that record, when it comes to your data warehouse or in your Power BI model, before you load it into your price dimension table, you need to check whether this product is already there. Yes, it is there. And in addition to that, you need to check you have any value in the current cost price. Yes, it is there. This price and the price which you have it in your current record, right, which you received from OLTP, you need to check it. These two prices are same. If it is not same, then what you need to do is you need to override that with the new price. But before you override this, you need to take this value and update it here. Simply you say there are 2 types of SCD types, slowly changing dimension. See, there are some dimensions that will change slowly. There are some dimensions static. Okay, there are some dimensions slowly it will change. Okay, the price dimension, yes, it will change. The prices will change it during the season. Okay, any festival comes, that time we will change the price. If you take the MI mobile phone or Vivo, Oppo or iPhone, you take any, during the big billion days, they change the prices. So in that case, if the requirement is something like type 3, you will keep the current price in the current price column, and you will, at any point in time, you have only 2 versions here. There are something like type 4, they wanted to see the record, okay, the history. Between so and so duration, how much price, between so and so, more than 1 version will be there. So type 1 override, type 2 is you keep the 2 versions, yes or no. Okay, you can flag the current record as yes, previous record as no. And the type 3 is this one. See, in this case, yes or no, right? Let's this is January month, February month, new price came. Hence, I made this price related record as for this product. The active, to make this record active, right? Y, and the previous price related record I made it is no. Hence, it will become inactive. Let's say March month something comes. The March month will become Y, and this one will become no, and this record will be removed. Okay. That is what your type 2. And type 3, you will have 2 columns simply over. And type 4, multiple versions. 1, 2, 3. Whenever the price changes, you will have something like effective start date, end date, and all will be there. So yeah, in that case, the effective start date, end date will come into picture. All right. So anyhow, that one you will learn it as part of once you get into project, they will explain you all the things, the requirements, everything they'll explain you. So these are the things, if you know, that is more than sufficient, okay, to clear the interview. And the next one is we will continue with the data visualization part. So today we will wrap up with this one. I will send you the assignments. And again, I explained you one assignment, right? You just try that one, the location dimension, how you can use it. How you can, how you can use the location key in your bridge table, and then see if you are able to filter the location key also correctly. Okay. And then I'll send some other assignments for many to many. You can work on it that also. Okay. And okay, it's already 10:41. For the sake of continuation, what we'll do is next, the upcoming weekend, we'll start with the data visualization. In that time, we will spend, we'll start with 8:30, 9:30, 10:30, 11, 2.5 hours. Let me see if I can cover everything. Or else what we'll do is next weekend, we will dedicate it for that. Okay. And then in between, I will see if I can spend one day. If possible, what we will do is either Thursday, probably tentative this Thursday night, if you can spend time, or if you can join night session, right? This Thursday and Saturday, we will complete the data visualization, and Sunday we'll get started with DAX. Okay, so that followed by this Sunday, what I will do is I will see if I can complete DAX also in 2 or 3 sessions. We will finish it off. The entire training program, and then we'll discuss about the real-time project assignments, and you can work on it. And yeah, next week we need at least 3 sessions, because designing the dashboard, everything, I will give you a demo, and even I need to help you to understand how to use the Power BI cloud service, everything. So net, if everything is okay, right, the next weekend and followed by the next weekend, 2 weekends, right before we are left with 2 weekends. We just think that way. Okay, in between, I will see to that if I can spend some time, we will finish it up, so that we will start work on your resume, and then we will start float your profile. Before that, you complete all the quizzes, whatever is there in my website. Complete all the assignment, even data model assignments are at my website. Download all the data, everything is mentioned there. Data files also there. You go and download and complete. Also, as of data modeling, whatever the quizzes or the assignment completed. Okay. And in case you get doubt or something like that, we will probably have one more session. There is no rush in completing that. But again, we don't want to drag it for a too longer time. Okay. End of the day, job is very important. Even we are getting a lot of calls from our network. Even 4 openings are there in Bangalore with the Microland, and even Genpact, they have some requirement. And what I will do is I will walk you through, if possible, the AWS cloud and Azure also some extent, and Power Automate also we'll see. Don't worry. Okay. We'll see to that. That and all the second priority. First thing is, if you know, yeah, SQL query is there, right? Yeah, SQL also I'll cover it. So most likely Power BI will complete in 2 weekends. Okay. And we'll try to fast track that one. Okay. But meanwhile, you should also cooperate and complete it everything. So if everything goes well, right, this January month end, yes, we should be in a position to float your profile, and if possible, you can. That's what, including SQL, we will be completing, Nitesh. See, the next weekend is going to be 15th. Yeah, festival is there. Anyhow, we will to compensate that, we will work on weekdays also. So 14th and 21. And yeah, this month end will complete Power BI and SQL also. That is the target. Okay. If required, we'll have weekdays or some sessions. Pongal holidays, Abhinay has a question. Pongal holidays, right? So 14th is on which day? 14th is Pongal usually, right? 14th is Saturday and Sunday. See, 14th and 14th and 15th, the 2 days Pongal, right? So what we will do is we will, in that case, right, we will try to have one session. We have to have one session during this weekday. Okay. Most likely Thursday we'll have it. And the next week, yeah, 21, 22 will complete the data visualization, and 28, 29, yes, even if you leave 2 days, take 2 days leave for vacation for the fungal, right? 28, 29th will be in a position to complete SQL Server. Okay. And then what we'll do is 30th, we will have additional session, January. And that day, I will show you the demo on the AWS cloud and Azure cloud. Okay, how to create the blob storage in Azure and how to create a bucket in S3 storage in Amazon cloud and other basic administration related stuff, right? How to create a group, how to create a user, everything I will show you in both so that you can tell them you have a knowledge in cloud also, AWS as well as this one. See, currently there is an opening with Genpact for AWS with Power BI skill set. They are looking for SQL, Power BI, AWS, that's all. Not SSIS, SSAS. SSA also will touch upon it, but this is the top priority. But with this skill set, whatever you learn it before by 31st December, you are all set to proceed. We are all set to proceed with your profile, processing your profile. We will make sure that wherever they look for, whichever companies they look for people with Power BI and SQL, plus a little bit knowledge on cloud, then we will start process your profile. Okay. End of the day, job is also important. But anyhow, side by side, right? By Feb middle, we'll complete everything. Power Automate, cloud, everything will SSIS, everything will complete it. It sounds good, right? So, but by January end, right? So what you do is, until January 31st, you start preparing. Start prepare well. And Feb month, second week, you should be in a position to get placed. Make sure that you are. So we will conduct mock interview also. Be prepared well. And no shy, nothing. You just think we are all family. Even if you make mistake, we are here to correct it. End of the day, we want you to get placed because we have a lot of tie-ups, believe me or not. If I show my Excel sheet, you will get close to 18 companies we have a tie-up now. Okay. And most of them are the startup companies. And Genpact, they are ready to pay like anything. They are looking for 4-year experience people. And they are okay to pay like anything. Okay. The 13 to 14 lakhs also they are ready to pay for 4-year experience person. It's all, it's not that, you need to work on the core, hardcore, real-time project. If you understand the concepts very well, and if you explain the concepts with the real-time examples, right, that is more than sufficient. Because there are some interviews, I was also part of that one, without the knowledge of the participants, I was also there in that call. Okay. I knew very well what questions they asked, but again, let's not underestimate. Okay. And the project also, yes, we'll give you the project discussion also. We will discuss it probably by end of this month. Okay. And that time you will work on the project so that one will give you the confidence even after you clear the interview. If you get any real-time project, you don't have to panic, right? So that also we'll discuss it. So that's what I explained all the things. It's a slowly changing dimension. I explained it. And the loading ETL part they asked. One of my students, right, he was asked by ETL everything. He simply disconnected the call. Okay. You forgot whatever we taught. Okay. That's why don't disregard and watch all the videos and start practice it. Complete the assignment side by side. By the target is the January 15th, you should get placed. You set the target for yourself. Conformed dimension is Nitesh has a good question. What is conformed dimension? Conformed dimension is also called a shared dimension. Supposing you have a sales subject area and you have something else called finance subject area. Okay, but these two subject area, we can use the same date dimension. Okay, it is also called a shared dimension. It can be used across the module or across the subject areas. What is subject area? Subject area, see, in the case of data warehouse, you have data warehouse. This has been set up by the customer already. Or some cases, they involve you in setting up the data warehouse first, and then create the reports. It's in order to set the data warehouse, you need to perform all kind of ETL, you need to extract the data, everything. So in the data warehouse, you have different subject areas. For finance, you have a separate schema, and for sales, you have separate, and marketing, you have separate schema. Okay, and then you have some category planning. For that, you have a separate schema. Each schema right there, but the date dimension is or location dimension, that is common to all the subject areas, right? Location dimension is a conformed dimension, shared dimension that can be used across all the things. So these are the example for date dimension, location dimension, and if they have something like country dimension, right? So those are the one or classic example for the conformed dimension. Shared dimension is also called the shared. You can use it for the same dimension, you can use it across different subject areas. And again, they'll ask you this, what is the fact table? Why it is called as a fact table? Okay, what are the facts that that were there in your thing? And they'll ask you what are the KPIs that you used it. Can you give me the formula? That one we will discuss as part of the data visualization itself. Don't worry, okay? And again, they'll ask you as per data visualization, each topic, right? Data visualization, one chapter. You just think that way, okay? Data modeling separate chapter. Each chapter, if you are good with that, right? Whatever I get, the many to many, they will definitely ask you. They'll ask you what is active, inactive, what is cross filter direction. They'll ask you, and in the case of data visualization, which chart you have used it. And tell me how many number of reports you created, in which page, which visuals that you created, everything they'll ask. They ask the difference between the visuals also. What is the difference between line chart and column chart? And when will you use line chart? When will you use column chart? When will you use waterfall chart? All the things they'll ask you. Anyhow, we will discuss everything in detail. So what we will do is 14th and 15th, because of festival, it is very one of the popular festival, right? We can take a break next weekend. The meanwhile, Thursday we'll have a session. Okay. So in that case, we are going to lose one day. But again, from my side, one day is pending, right? I cancel the session due to some reasons. And probably that also will try to compensate it, followed by this weekend. All right. The whole idea is I want to finish it, from by January month, and then Feb first week, at least finish in the sense Power BI and SQL. End of the day, job is important, right? Most of you told me that you are looking for a job change. The upskilling, yes, we will continue the relationship. It's not that once the course is over, it's not that we are not. See, my 2022 student, March students, still they are calling me, asking me, still we are helping them. Okay, so our relationship will continue. Don't worry. Even see 2022, one guy, he joined with a company as a contractor. We helped him to join as a contractor, and he got relieved now. And he called me and asked me, but he got now good experience. And now we are able to place him with some startup company in Bangalore, XYRAM. Fine, guys. We will circle back, followed by the next week. This upcoming Thursday. Okay, we will confirm it. Okay, because we don't want to postpone it because of the leave and all. Thursday, please create some time, and then we will have it at any cost on this Thursday, so that we can speed it up. Okay. And yeah, so that we'll be on course. Okay, we'll not be missing any schedule. Okay, since you don't have any questions, I'm going to wrap up the session. We'll share the video. Please complete all the quizzes and the assignments in my website without fail. Okay.